Alright fellas, here we're back in Pokemon Masters, and today we're taking a look at the Champion Stadium and doing a Palentines themed Champion Stadium. So I've got 5 out of the 8 Palentines characters. We have 5 battles. It works out quite well, and honestly, a lot of these battles were fun. I don't have any problems with any of these battles realistically. The first one against Drake took way too fucking long, but it wasn't all that bad. It took me like 30 minutes to get it done, and it wasn't really that bad. But whatever, let's go ahead and hop into these battles. Happy Palentine's Day, happy Valentine's Day in, countries that celebrate and whatnot, and yeah, I'll see you all later, I guess. Alright, here's the first battle against Steel Week Rock Week Drake, and we use Palentine's Marnie, Kimono Grimsley, as well as Chorus. Not the prettiest win, for sure, and it took me a while to get this one done, but thankfully it wasn't all that bad. It could have definitely been far worse, but once I figured out I could actually do the battle with the setup, then I got pretty dedicated. So yeah, required some luck in the proper spots for AoEs and whatnot, but thankfully, RNG does work with us here a little bit. So big idea is that we are able to set up seals in turn 2, which enables some damage reduction and healing abilities with Chorus, so he can actually tank a little bit better. Chorus, surprisingly, as a tank, is not too bad, really. You also have to properly time his trainer move uses here because of the gauge acceleration, because we do get our speed debuffed with Drake, which is a really big issue, so we have to really play around that, so pretty big problem to deal with, but thankfully not the worst thing in the world. We KO the side there, turn deny, and then we go for the Metal Burst here. Going for that growl was probably not the best play, but for gauge purposes, that's the reason I did it. And we also go ahead and get hit with a Brutal Swing here. It would have definitely been better to get hit by literally anything besides like an Earthquake or something, but oh well. We did good damage nonetheless, as you can tell, thankfully, because sync buffs are really fucking powerful, and we're able to get in enough attacks here in order to be able to nuke Drake. Realistically, it would have been a good idea to damage the sides with those Iron Heads, just so we could, whittle it down faster, but this sync move doesn't crit, which is a pretty big factor in, guaranteeing the win for us here, so yeah. Whatever, anyway, if it would have crit, we would have been fine, but it did not crit, so we had to queue up that Iron Head there and get rid of it, so, oh well. Either way, we KO him there, and we are now just out of gauge. This is where we come, the gauge just gets absolutely decimated. We survived that attack, surprisingly enough, lose Steel Zone, which is a little bit annoying, and now we're stuck with -2 sync countdown, and Chorus and Marnie obviously go down, right? Not good. But thankfully, because of the +6 evasion that we get here, and I think we can naturally just live at least one attack anyway, we're able to queue up another sync move with Grimsley, and well, goodbye Dragonite, right? Goodbye. Probably could have been a little bit smoother of a win if we were to have EX'd Kimono Grimsley, or obviously 3 out of 5 Palentine's Marnie, or done something else, change the setup around, whatever, but I wanted to do this because it's been a while since I've, for 1, used Kimono Grimsley, and for 2, off-typed with him, so I said fuck it, let's do it. Palentine's Marnie is 1 out of 5 in this setup here. I don't really show grids for stadium battles at all, pretty much, but I wanted to go ahead and just show move levels here because I didn't since how the battle started, so yeah, whatever. This was the battle of Palentine's Marnie. Let's move on to the next one and have some more fun on Valentine's Day, I guess. Alright, here we are versus Fighting Week Glacia with B, Palentine's B, and a baby Eggmon, right? Is it baby Eggmon? Whatever. Anyway, so joke kind of writes itself. Whatever. We use B here alongside Palentine's B in order to get B's attack stat buff very high, as well as the Eggmon Hitmonchan here to max out B's speed, so we can get her inertia nuke maxed out and do some really good nuking damage, right? Because B is still a very good on-type damage dealer, and she can even be a very good off-type damage dealer if you use her with like Neo Champion Hop or Neo Champion Serena. B has gotten a lot of good buffs. Let's just say that, especially for a character being just in the general pool for 2 years at this point, something like that. Pretty good, pretty good. I don't have to queue up a move here, but yeah, and I don't. Because the hail's going to go down, which will cause that Dugong side there to actually queue up a move. So we obviously get to turn deny them now by KOing them with these nuke. Very good nuke, by the way, again, as I said, still for a, going on 3 years old, I think. Because she, yeah, going on 3 years old. She released in probably April, May, June-ish area of 2021, so we're getting there. She's still getting pretty good buffs and still doing pretty good damage, right? And still able to KO these harder 3,000 point stages of Hoenn, Sinnoh, Master Mode, all those still with pretty good ease, right? We literally use an Eggmon and a relatively synergistic support, I guess, from 2022. I don't know. Either way, still good character. I'm very excited for like Bee's Grid expansion and whatnot. Hopefully make her even more broken. That'd be very, very nice. But whatever. There we go. That was the win. That was the use of Palentine's B. Let's go ahead and hop into Phoebe. Phoebe's battle where we use Palentine's Mallow. Right here you are versus Phoebe with the Palentine's Mallow part of the battle, where we're going to use Signature Cyrus and Rachel. I don't know why I opted to use a double support setup, but Rachel's able to debuff special attack AoE, and so I just wanted to do that. Plus, it means I can run the strike, take extra damage parameter, and don't have to run like Karen or something. So, yeah, why not? Anyway, we go ahead, we use Apple Acid to debuff stats as well as get team heals in, because obviously Palentine's Mallow's best trait is that she's able to do a lot of healing, right? We're also able to use her to max out Cyrus's crit later on in the battle so we can get a good nuke in with him and whatnot. Pretty good, right? Generally. And we, again, just keep spamming the snarls with Rachel over there and whatnot. So we pretty much just sleep abuse here to nuke with Cyrus for pretty much every battle. Or, not every battle. Every enemy here, rather. And we can also do at least a little bit of shift damage with Rachel if we want to. And obviously the Bad Break does do some decent AoE damage, I guess. So we're able to whittle down those sides at least a little bit. Nothing too crazy, nothing too bad. We go ahead and go for a Dark Pulse here just to get some damage in so we can make sure that our nuke kills. I don't go for the Dark Wish here because I was fearful that Phoebe would have gone for Ghost Zone, which would have been a little bit annoying, so I just went ahead, I nuked with Cyrus anyway. We have enough stuff activated. We have the power play, I guess. I don't know, I forget exactly what Cyrus's multipliers are. Can't really remember. I'm pretty sure having Dark Zone is one of them, but clearly we don't have that active, and it doesn't really matter because we still are doing enough damage to KO the enemy, right? She just doesn't end up queuing. No, there it is. Okay, it bugged out a little bit. She sets up Ghost Zone, but we go ahead KO her with the the Dark Pulse there because she does have Sleep activated, which means Good Nightmare is activated for Dark Pulse. So Cyrus is able to get in like 70% in total multipliers without the Dark Zone. Pretty good. They go ahead and go for Sludge Wave, but it doesn't matter because their special attack is debuffed into all hell. That's probably the worst thing about Phoebe is that in this battle specifically, she was really, really strong. But it doesn't matter because Mal's healing with, it's not Team Trash Tank, it's Team Fist Bump 9 is insane. She's got Midpoint Mend, and when we went for Mal's nuke, we also got the, Team Recuperation or something, whatever the ability was called. Doesn't matter. We KO the sides, absolutely obliterate them. Signature Cyrus is still one of my favorite units in this game. The outfit was so good, Dark Sun's so cool, his abilities are so cool, etc., etc. So there we go. We got the KO in, we got the win in. Signature Cyrus. Very, very nice. I should have used Palentine's Mallow in the middle, so I could go for the Palentine's theme, but oh well. Palentine's Mallow is still obviously the centerpiece of this, I guess you could say, buffing Cyrus's crit and debuffing special defense. Anyway, yeah, let's go ahead and finish off the Elite Four before going to Steven. Here we are versus Flying Elite Sidney, where we got a duo of Palentine's Elisa and Anniversary Skyla. So obviously I wanted to do a duo somewhere in here, and this is probably the best one to do. I could have done Double B, but I don't have the gauge for that team. Plus, Glacia hits way too hard for that. This one, we can obviously make a use of flinch spam as well as fly dodge with Elisa, so we don't have to worry too much about that, which obviously is very, very good. 2 chances at turn denial, works out very, very well. Set up the flying zone here on our free turn, go ahead, go for fly, and go for another air cutter. Since it didn't flinch here, I should have gone for air cutter again, but for some reason I felt it a good idea to go for the trainer move. I don't know, whatever. Misplay on my part, but it didn't matter because they get themselves hit in confusion, so that's an even better way to deny damage. Flinch, dodge, as well as just make them hit themselves in confusion. It works out. So we go ahead and there we go, KO them with the nuke from Palentine's Elisa, of course, because despite obviously her faults, she is still a really good on-type damage dealer for flying. That much is at least true. It's something, right? Better than Nate, but whatever. So we get our good wins in here and whatnot with our duo of Palentine's Lisa and Anniversary Skyla, and let's go ahead and finish off with Steven, where we actually use a pretty fun setup that I've never really tried before. Versus Water Week Steven to finish off with the Palentine's Serena, not showcase, but battle, of course. So we actually use her to buff Barry, who needs quite a lot of things. He wants special attack, crit, rain, but he also wants speed and speed debuffs for his full nuke with Cakewalk and Inertia, which thankfully Serena is able to provide pretty much by herself, right? She's able to debuff speed infinitely, of course, with Cotton Spore being AoE as well, which is very, very good. And she's able to use her Tyranno move, which has NPR at 1 out of 5, by the way, in order to apply free moves next, I think, to just herself, but also apply speed buffs to the entire team. So, very, very good stuff. She's very, very good for the gauge efficiency, as well as activating multipliers with her paralysis and her speed debuffing and whatnot. Probably could have done an off-typing bit with her if I wanted to, but my fairy units are not exactly the best, and I'm not willing to try and make them work after I had to deal with that stupid battle. After I had to deal with that stupid battle against Drake, right? But whatever, it's not the worst thing in the world. I had to EX Berry for this because his nuke simply does not do enough damage to the middle after he KOs the side. Like, he is able to KO the side, no problem, but he can't do enough damage to the middle with his Bubble Beams and Chris's Brines in order to actually be able to be in KO range for the Bubble Beam. Maybe if I selected the extra enemies take whatever the fucking prayer is, it's like special defense down or something like that. It's where the enemies take more damage from special moves, that type of thing. Maybe he could have inched out a win, but I went ahead and just EX'd him anyway. I don't have much reason to not use my 5-star power-ups. I have a good amount of them, so I just went ahead and EX'd him, no real problem. Probably not going to use him too much, but I mean, he is a good water-type clear, right? Especially for being a free unit. Definitely more renowned for that anyway. So go ahead, use Berry again, use this nuke, and KO the Aggron with ease, because again, Palentines are able to buff all of his multipliers extremely quickly. We had him all maxed out by turn 1, because he's also able to buff his speed a little bit as well, which was really helpful, of course, as usual. So there you go, Palentine Serena, decent enabler, probably a good damage dealer. And yeah, that was the Palentines units Champion Stadium battle using Palentines Marnie, Serena, Elisa, Mallow, and B. So I don't have, obviously, Victor, Candace, or Dawn, but I mean, whatever, we made it work, and it counts, right? It counts. It's all 5 Palentines units that I have. I may do one with Elisa eventually. I don't know. I'll figure that one out. But yeah, I'll see you all later. Hope you all enjoyed. Hope you had a good Valentine's Day in real life, and Palentine's Day, of course, in Pokemon Masters. And yeah, I'll see you all later.